My friend Zach and I have been wanting to travel together for a few years. When we both had trips to Central America planned, we decided to meet up and backpack together for a month. We met in El Salvador to start the adventure. Before he arrived, I explored the historic city center, but once he landed, we jumped straight into a taxi to see some of the natural beauty that surrounds San Salvador. We hiked a volcano, went to an adventure park overlooking the city, and ended the night at a beautiful volcanic lake. It was a fun reunion and a great start to our trip, and here's how it went.
Alright guys, it's our second day here in San Salvador, and look who showed up at midnight last night.
What's up? Next 3.5 weeks.
Alright, so Zach's joining me for the next 3.5 weeks. We're going to be traveling all over Central America together. He was my roommate in college and one of my best friends, so pretty pumped to have another travel buddy for the next couple weeks. And yeah, so we're about to hit some of the outskirts of San Salvador here, check out some of the mountains, some of the lakes. So let's hop in an Uber, and we're going to start by going up to boqueron and see some of the views from up there. So let's go. Alright guys, so we just took a 45-minute Uber up here to the entrance to Parque Nacional El Boqueron. But there's a couple little restaurants and cafes here, so we're gonna try to grab a bite to eat before we head up to the craters. Almost feels like a treehouse cafe, and we have incredible views looking back over San Salvador and then to the lake in the distance, and then you can see these perfect conical volcanoes off in the distance. So we're gonna start with a little breakfast and coffee here before heading up to the crater. Just finished up our breakfast of plantanos and eggs, and so it's a pretty short walk just up to the rim of the volcano here, so it shouldn't take too long and we'll be up at the top. So we just paid $2 for the entrance fee to the national park here, and we just have a short little hike through the jungle here and should be up on the crater overlooking the volcano soon. So let's go. It only took about 10 minutes, really wasn't that bad of a hike at all, and we're at the Mirador of the Giant up here, and you're looking just straight down into this huge volcanic crater, and it's really interesting. You just have forest going all the way up the walls of this crater here, and then deep down inside you can see almost like a mini crater within the volcanic crater. From that viewpoint, you're up at one of the highest points along the rim of the volcano, but from here there's a little path that can take you all the way around the crater. I think we're just gonna hike a little bit here just to get a couple different viewpoints from up here. But yeah, very cool. Down to the left you have San Salvador way down there, and then to the right you're just looking down deep into this old volcano. Guys, we've just come to Mirador Los Cartuchos, and there's just a nice clearing here, so I think I'm going to try to fly the drone and see what this volcano looks like from the sky. It was really windy up there, so the drone was kind of flying all over the place, and it was hard to capture this whole volcano and crater because it's like a mile in diameter to the other side of the crater. So it's a pretty massive thing. So the drone was just not sufficient or high enough to really capture how big this place is, but still got some cool aerial shots. And yeah, so we're just gonna keep hiking along the rim a little bit here and just keep enjoying the views looking back down on the crater. All right guys, so we've actually just hit the limit of the park. So there's really not too much you can hike along the crater here, but the views are all kind of starting to look the same. You just have the other side of the crater on the other side, looking down deep into the crater. And yeah, very beautiful, very massive mountain. It's just amazing to think how big and scary this volcano was when it was active, because it's just a massive crater. So anyways, we're gonna start exiting the park here, but easy little hike up here in Boqueron National Park. So let's go. Right as you exit the park here, there's this little ramp that takes you up to this viewing platform, and this is the view looking back at the volcano on the other side of the lake over there. So I didn't know this before, but there's a little visitor center right here near the entrance to the hike, and it gives just a little bit of information that like the massive eruption that blew the top off of the mountain was about 800 years ago, but then this volcano was active as recently as 1917, which created the little crater within the crater. So
When that blew in 1917, it destroyed San Salvador and surrounding towns.
Alright guys, so now we are going to head back down the mountain, and I think we're just gonna walk for a little bit. And there's this place called the Steakhouse. That's this really famous restaurant up on the hill of Boqueron, and there's this rainbow slide, which I think is kind of goofy, but could be cool to check it out, and you see all of San Salvador beneath you. So we're gonna walk there and should be there in a little bit. Guys, so we have just walked like 2 or 3 miles down the hill. It's actually quite a long walk, but we've made it to the Steakhouse, which I think it's going to be this kind of like cheesy amusement park. But again, there's this rainbow slide that I've seen on Instagram a lot, and there should be maybe some good food, and then just nice views looking over San Salvador. Right as you enter, to the right, there's like this rainbow colored tile archway thing that you can climb up this spiral staircase, get a look out over all of like the restaurant and everything here. And I think first things first, we're gonna head down to the rainbow slide. It's like $5. So yeah, let's check this out. So we are right at the edge of the rainbow slide. We're up next, and you can just look out and see all of San Salvador and the valley beneath us. In between each ride, they wet this like plastic rainbow hexagons here so that you'll fly down. So let's give it a try. All right, guys, we're next down the rainbow slide. Are you ready for this, Zach?
I'm ready.
Yeah. All right. Let's go. Cool. Oh wow! All right, Zach just went down there, no hands the whole way. So it's my turn now. Let's try this out.
Okay, here we go. No, I want to go forward. Yes. That is a very, very fast slide, like way faster than it looks. That was fun.
All right, guys, that was a blast. I was actually way faster than I thought it was, and you get like all spun around. So pretty fun, just flying down. What'd you think, Zach?
It was amazing. Exhilarating. A lot scarier and faster than I thought.
You went like no hands the whole time.
I did.
Were you like gonna bump out of the seat, or were you?
At one point I jumped on the second part. I like bumped
Okay.
out a little bit. And that was,
Yeah, we were all freaking out up here. We're like, there's no hands. It was fun though. Yeah, $5, a little steep, but like it's a fun little ride.
Worth
And
the
then
experience.
just beautiful views up here at the Picnic Steakhouse.
Want to get a picture with the heart sign?
At the Picnic Steakhouse, there's just this nice patio area with just nice views of San Salvador all over. There's a little fountain here, and there's kitschy little things, like there's like an elephant, there's like these candy canes. It's like still got a Christmas theme going on. There's like a big heart you can take a picture with. A little kind of tacky, but just a nice place up here, elevated. There's a nice breeze coming through, so it's nice and cool. So yeah, we're just gonna grab a quick snack here before heading back down to town. Now we're actually about to jump in an Uber and cross all the way back across San Salvador to a lake called Ilopango. And we're gonna go to another little restaurant cafe that's overlooking the lake and some of the mountains over there, and just enjoy the sunset for the afternoon.
This heavy load got under your skin. All in, you got the white knuckles holding on it tight, keeping your feelings bottled up inside. Heading for collision in the night. To really live, you gotta die. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive.
All right, guys, so we've just come up here to Cafe San Francisco, and it was about an hour drive driving all the way across the city. But from up here, you just have this beautiful view looking back on Lake Ilopango, which is just down here. It's this massive lake, and there's like a couple little islands out there. You can actually see boqueron, the mountain we were just up on a few hours ago, across the lake, and there's just all these layers of mountains, and it's a beautiful place. And so there's just all these seats in like a little cafe, so we'll probably just hang out here, get some dinner, get some drinks, and enjoy the sunset over El Salvador. So very beautiful spot up here.
Why? Well, there ain't much time left to figure things out. Deep underneath all the laser, your doubts. There's a heart gone out of rhythm in despair. Hell underwater, fine for air. Breathe in, breathe out. Hey, come alive. Breathe in, breathe out.
We just got our pupusas, and the sun is setting over the mountains here, and it's just this beautiful end to our time in San Salvador. So, of course, I'm sure there's so much more that you can do in San Salvador, but I loved like exploring the historic center there, and then coming out and doing a couple of these more peripheral things out in the mountains. There's just so many beautiful mountains and nature surrounding San Salvador here. And yeah, tomorrow we're gonna head to Santa Ana and check out some more like really cool volcanoes and lakes here in El Salvador. But that's it for the San Salvador video, so we'll see you guys next time.
You got the white knuckles.